Hey, Inspire Tribe. How's it going? Welcome to the Live Inspired live stream number 88. 88 people, 88 times. And some of you have been with us for almost every live stream. I believe there's some of you who have done at least like 80 or 70. We are healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. Inspired Tribe, wherever you are right now, I want you to get up. I want you to raise your arms and yell it out loud. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. And we're gathering here today to co-create. And we're gathering because it's a beautiful day, even when it's raining where you're at, because it's raining where we're at. But it does not matter. There's beauty in water. Water is life. So we embrace all of it. It's September 24th, 2020. Actually, only a few more days left in that year, but so much excitement, so much going on out there in the world and also in here. So we're excited to talk about it with you guys today. Thanks again for joining. Hit the like button so YouTube can spread the message a little bit and we can trick the algorithm in believing that this is a system-approved message. But it's not, because we're connecting to the greater source, a source that is beyond YouTube and the servers. But we love the possibility that technology, facilitates this meeting. So we are appreciative and grateful. Hey, Angie. Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Emma. Hey, Jewel, Halfways. It's good to see you guys. Before we jump into today's topic, and then, of course, we promised and we will deliver, we're going to connect with EUCY later on. I'd like to connect a little bit deeper, really a few deep breaths as we do open our hearts here. Invest the next minute or so just in opening your spiritual heart, your solar plexus. If you haven't looked it up yet, if you haven't really paid any attention to what's happening here, go and see how much amazing stuff happens in this region of your body. We all know that's where the heart is. But beyond the physical heart, there's also the spiritual heart, solar plexus. So let's close our eyes, let go of the keyboard. Allow for the surroundings to be the surroundings. You know, if you hear any sounds anywhere, don't get attached. Just listen to my voice here for a minute or two. And take a few really, really deep breaths. And focus. Focus on the center of your chest, your spiritual heart. And see it open up like a huge window. Your sunshine body, your beautiful sun. Let it shine, open up completely. Invite your creator, breathe in. Let's set the intention to give and receive. Let's set the intention for perfect clarity. Let's set the intention for wisdom, for freedom, for a connection with Source. Let's set the intention for enlightenment, expansion. Let your light shine. Open up, open, open, open up. Open up that window and let your light shine. Let it permeate every cell of your body. And just decide to be the powerful creator that you are. Just decide to let your divine light shine. Just decide that you will be here now. You are here now. You can tap it a little bit, activate it fully, let that light shine. A few more deep breaths. One more. Yes, good job, everyone. When you're ready, in your own time, in your own space, open your eyes. Welcome back. I can't see it with you guys, but you can see my pupils are getting really big. This is what happens when we activate. We put so much oxygen into the body, into the bloodstream, and everything is just becoming very active, very present. And the significance of this exercise is simply to become present and focus, put our center here. This is where we perceive wisdom. This is where we are connected. This is where all the great stuff happens in concert with your mind. And so this is what we're doing here. Hey, everyone. Hey, Illy, thanks for being here. Please do hit the like button. That helps us to spread the message a little bit further. And, we were going to connect with EUCY today, which we are going to do. Promises made, promises kept. But also, a little earlier today, it came to me when I created, thanks for hitting the like button, y'all, when I created the live stream for today. The phrase to my, because I frequently lately from people go, when will it happen? When will it happen? It starts with our son who's waiting for something not so patiently anymore, and said, well, when will it happen? And then we, in the courses, we hear a question. One question is, what is it? What is it? Now, collectively speaking, we're experiencing something really exciting that has been now relabeled. This used to be around for a very long time. Nobody knew what it meant when we talked about it like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We called it the awakening or the Great Awakening. Now it's everywhere. Now they're even talking about it. So I hear on the news, not very positively, but who cares, So, but the Great Awakening, I actually want to do a real proper video on this. What this all really entails, what it means, and the when, and why are we asking those questions? And the interesting part is, it doesn't matter what the it is. The it is something different for you than it is for me. But people are asking this, when will it happen? They desire something in their lives. They want something, money, love, a house, travel. They want world peace. They want harmony. They want different things. And they say, well, when will it happen? When will my manifestation be here? When will it become, manifested in my reality? And I want to tell you a quick story that maybe gives a little bit of an illustration. So it's quite a long time ago, like 25 years ago, back when they still had the Concorde, the hypersonic plane. I don't know if some of you might remember, but that used to be like the plane, the mother of all planes. And I had the great pleasure to fly on a Concorde once from Paris to London. And it was, the experience. Oh yeah, from Paris to New York. Paris to London wouldn't have made a lot. Yeah, no, Paris to New York. And I remember that, back then, everyone said, well, a regular flight from Paris to New York, of course, is like 9 hours or something. With the Concorde, it's like 4.5. And so everyone was super excited, that we were going to be on that plane. Again, it was the mother of all planes, the Rolls-Royce, the best that you could do in commercial flying. And so we were really excited to get on the plane. And there was no internet around to read up on everything. So basically you got brochures and everyone, this is such an exciting experience. It's the fastest passenger plane on the planet. You're going to fly faster than sound. So you're going to go faster than the speed of sound. I was super excited. I was just imagining the amazing experience that this was going to be. And so we boarded the plane, and it was literally, all the bells and whistle, all leather seats, beautiful. Everything was crystal. Everything was top notch, like the best of the best. And, I remember we eventually got ready for takeoff. Everything was exciting, and when we took off, I felt like, wow, this is really fast. It's faster than usual. But then again, then I was reading something or looking at something or talking to someone, I don't know. And eventually, I remembered, well, there was this big thing that was supposed to happen, right? The big thing, the big boom, like we were supposed to fly faster than the speed of sound. And so I was like, okay, it's got to happen any minute now, right? I mean, we've been in the air for like 20 minutes. Now it's going to happen. And so I waited and waited and waited. And eventually, the captain made an announcement through the intercom, through the speaker, that, well, ladies and gentlemen, we read our final altitude and our cruising speed, and we're now at, I don't know, 1.7 Mach or something. We are now flying faster than the speed of sound. And I thought, wait a minute. I thought there was gonna be like a big boom, and I was gonna experience this big thing, and there was gonna be this woo moment, and it was just everyone's gonna go crazy, and we're now, and it wasn't that. I realized I was in the experience all along. So I'd already been traveling faster than sound for quite a while when I realized I was traveling faster than the speed of sound. So it wasn't the big moment here, boom, it's happening, and everything is like, you know, fireworks. But nonetheless, the whole thing was a very, very great and exciting experience. But there's so much wisdom in that story, because this is how so many of our, you know, things in our lives that we desire kind of happen. Before we know it, we are in the experience. And these manifestations, you know, if you want to call it that, or the things that we create in our lives, they rarely come with a red bow. On a Thursday morning at 7:30, someone knocks on the door and delivers the car with the red bow. It rarely happens like that. What happens is you are vibrating at the frequency of this experience for a while, and things just start to, you know, flow into each other. Yes, there are these moments, these amazing moments, but chances are that many of you are already in this transformation. You're already living these moments day by day by day, and little things are happening here, and, you know, medium-sized things are happening there, and bigger things are happening all the time, and you have greater realizations, and more beautiful stuff keeps coming together. So when is the it going to happen? Now, what if this is it right now? What if you are in the experience? What if you're actually, you know, right where you need to be, where you have to be, where you are supposed to be, where you created this moment for yourself? What if you are in this experience? What if everything that is unfolding around you is part of the unfolding of your dream life? What if you're already living your dream life and you're not realizing it? What if you keep asking without realizing that it's already there, it's already been created? And that's a lot of time, you know, a lot. Actually, for most people, the majority of their time, they don't see what's there because they keep asking. They keep asking, and they keep praying, and they ask God, and they ask the universe, and they, you know, pray to rocks, and pray to symbols, and pray to people, and pray to gods. And it doesn't matter how you look at this. Everything was created. Everything is realized. Now the question is, and this is kind of a metaphor, have you ever noticed that when you drive down the same road every day, because you drive to work, you drive to the office, to wherever, whatever you do, that because you're so used to the route, and because you're so used to looking at things a certain way, that usually, you know, you only look at one side of the road. And one day, for whatever reason, maybe there's someone who's honking their horn, or there's something happening over there, and you actually turn your head and you see a house. It's your dream house, or it's a beautiful house, or it's a beautiful person. Whatever is there suddenly, you know, gets your attention, and you realize, holy moly, this thing must have been there all along. You've never known the realization that it's there. What you put yourself into is the realization, the state that you realize that it's already there. And a lot of times, people don't realize that it's already there. And because their perspective doesn't allow for this realization, they believe that they're not getting what they desire, but that's not true. That is not true. It is actually there so many times. And you have to put yourself in this state, in a state of it's done, in a state of it's already happened, in a state of relaxation and chill. And look around a little more, observe a little more, allow a little more, give yourself some time. Like, it's like when you're on vacation, you don't just look at one side of the road, you look everywhere. Why? Because you expect to see something new and exciting. Well, if you want to live the life of your dreams, then that's what you're doing. You want to experience something new and exciting. But how are you going to do that if you keep doing the same things, looking at the same things, and being in the same vibration. So what if we move from this state of anticipation in this state of full balance, connectivity? And what if we allow ourselves to realize that it has truly already happened? And collectively speaking, for so many years, one of the running gags in let's say in the community of more conscious aware people, for lack of a better term, was we're waiting for the world to shift, right? We're kind of waiting for the systems to shift. We're waiting for governments to shift. We're waiting for everything to shift. Now we're experiencing the present moment is the shift shit show. So we are in the shift, but there's a little bit of shit in between too. So that's kind of what transformation always entails. It gets a little messy because when you move, some things break. Because when you change, some things get uncomfortable. Okay, so we're in the shift shit show. And eventually the shift shit show is going to turn in just a shift show. And then it's going to be a really, really, really beautiful thing. That's happening. And beautiful things are already happening. But that's just the process of transformation. And the physical reality always is behind the curve to catch up with the non-physical, with the spiritual reality, if you will, with the vibrational reality. So it's always, we've already created these new things in our minds. We've already created these new systems, ways of living together, more beneficial, all-inclusive, harmonized with nature. And we've already have created those things, but the physical reality, the world, it just has it's kind of like, it's kind of like YouTube a lot of times when I have already said something, but it takes like 10 seconds to get to you. So the world is catching up with the consciousness. The physical reality is catching up with the consciousness. We're in the midst of it all. We're actually living through this biggest shift in recorded human history. Now, there were big shifts before, but in recorded history, that's the biggest shift ever. We're shifting and shifting every day, and it can be tiring. It can be exhausting. It can be frustrating at times. Don't beat yourself up. Don't judge yourself. It's happening for everyone. And there's one more thing that I want to add to that. Why it is uncomfortable, because we're also under the influence of universal solar system and interplanetary influences and happenings. So there's the solar activity that's through the roof. The electromagnetic activity is going through the roof. As a matter of fact, the institute that are the universities researchers measuring these frequencies, they're having trouble keeping up because the machines and the computers and the sensors can't keep up with the rise in the frequencies, and so they can't measure it anymore. And so we're experiencing these extreme solar flares at times. We're experiencing just big shifts in the whole solar system. And this, of course, we're electromagnetic beings, right? We are electric energy. So we react, we interact with the electromagnetic field of the earth. We interact with the electromagnetic field of the sun. We interact with all those things interplanetary also. So it isn't well. So it is natural that there are days when you feel exhausted, even though you can't really, do much. But, don't beat yourself up about it. It's happening, coming in flares. It's coming in energy waves. And just allow yourself to rest a little and realize you are in the middle of these transformational times, and you are a co-creator in them as well. So my love, my most wonderful wife, and connect with EUCY. Let me see what you guys are saying. You guys also, if you have questions for EUCY, maybe tune in a little bit with yourself. If there's something that you wanted to ask, we can do that. My moving crew support team said your internet connection is breaking up. We don't believe it's our internet connection, actually. We believe it's a YouTube thing because that's the only platform where we're expressing this all the time. Let me see. Emma says, I feel it. It's true. This is it. And it's beautiful. Just living the unfolding and enjoying every moment. Yes, indeed, we are. Thank you, Emma. Illy says, I've been feeling that a lot lately. A great unfolding. Yes, indeed it is. We all have. Drew says, Drew, welcome back, by the way. It's been a minute. I'm in the ocean at Rockaway. Literally, ocean says now. I like what that says. Ocean says now. We, loves the ocean is here. Hey, Kelly, good to see you too. She says, hey, beautiful people. Right back at you, Kelly. Hey, beautiful people. Angie says, got to move the veil. Well, the veil is definitely moving. Definitely. By the way, moving. Yesterday, we had a really cool experience. So for those of you who were in the Inspired membership call, so our daughter, her boyfriend, and Christine were working on a puzzle over there in the dining room, on a dining room table. And the dining room table, unless there's a really big thing going on, doesn't really move a lot. It's like staying in the same place. And so when we had the live stream, they went upstairs and did something else. Not the live stream, the membership call. Thank you. They went upstairs, did something else. And Christine and I had this wonderful Inspired membership call. And then afterwards, I sat in that chair right behind me, right here. I sat in that chair and I looked at the dining room table, and it was like, it had moved for at least 2 feet.
And
it was a little tilted in a direction, and it moved back. And the kids came back down. They said, "What happened here? Why is the dining room table sitting there so weird?" And no one was here. No one able to physically move it, physical being, but it had moved quite a lot. And so when Angie says, got to lift the veil, we believe the veil is being lifted, and just weird things. And the other day, I just want to share this with you guys because it's exciting. So the other day, our daughter said she came down at 4 a.m. Because she heard the cat outside, meowing, and so she let the cat in and locked the door, and there were no windows open and nothing. And at 8 a.m. in the morning, Christine heard the cat meowing, and she said, "Well, poor girl is still outside, baby's still outside, let her in." So she went downstairs and let the cat in. And later, Sophia said, "Well, that's impossible. The cat couldn't have gotten outside because at 4 a.m. in the morning, I let the cat in. I locked everything. The windows weren't open. We don't have any cat doors." So the cat, didn't really comply with the laws of physics, and probably found a very, found a way to walk through the walls. So interesting things are happening around here, and I think these stories are happening around the planet now. So yes, we are shifting. We're definitely shifting. Let me see. Drew says, "I'm in ocean, only up to my legs, not a total idiot." What does that mean? Illy says, "Waiting for the world to change." If that wasn't a song, I don't know what was. Let me see. Well, I'm glad you guys are reconnecting. It's kind of like the old crew is getting back together here. Good to see you all. Siobhan says, "Big planetary alignment on December 21st. Yeah, that's the solstice. So yeah, hey, here. This is my favorite human.
it's so good to be here.
Yes.
I've already read a few questions for EUCY. Illy had a question and Violet had a question. So
Let's connect. And by the way, Emma, when I meant old crew, it wasn't age-wise, of course. We're all super young. It's just the crew formerly known as the original Inspired Tribe, which is now, of course, expanding. We're excited to be here.
Thank you for being here again.
Yes, we're showing up frequently lately, but don't you worry. We have enough time.
Wonderful. Do you want me to start with the questions, or do you want to say something before?
No, we can feel there are some questions in the air. Let's look at those questions.
Okay, I'm just going to Illy is asking, how do we know if our higher self is talking to us and not our own voice making it up?
Oh, you know exactly. Because it is such an exciting feeling. Because it is a sense of purpose that can be felt by you. Because you receive it rather than create it. You see, when you are in your head and when you are talking from the mind to the mind, you are just repeating what is already in the mind. It isn't very new. It isn't very refreshing. You might give it a little bit of a different flavor, but it is still the exact same thing. However, when you receive from higher self, inner being, source, whatever you desire to call that, when you receive, it is such a beautiful, synchronistic, wonderful feeling. It is the proverbial light switch. And so it becomes this easy flowing thought that brings about another thought, and they beautifully merge together and they create a whole picture. They might create a story. They might create a solution. They might create an idea. These thoughts might create the next big idea. So this is when this happens, when you actually receive and allow for this to come to you, this is inspired, and this is then limitless in its potential for expansion. There's no doubt about it that you might doubt it when you don't know. So what happens is you are not so aligned, you're not so connected, you're not so balanced, and then you still juggle those thoughts around, and you wonder, is any of those thoughts actually a thought that I received from source? Is there something there? But this might be one. When you're asking those questions, there's usually none there. Those are all thoughts that you are thinking, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when the wonderful inspired thought comes in, it is so clear, and what you are to do next, taking inspired action or not, it is so clear. And doing it, you do it without a doubt, and it is so clear, and it feels so wonderful, and it feels so clear. So you do know. We have absolute faith in your ability to know it.
Violet asks, can I please ask for some help with conscious parenting a 4.5-year-old? I find myself losing my patience and raising my voice a lot, and I hate it. Thank you.
Which part do you hate? Here, we have received quite a lot of those questions lately, and we appreciate it so much because there is an old way on its way out, and there is a new way on its way in, and we say both, not the old and not the so-called new way, are the way. There is a way that was there before people even talked about parenting. People even talked about how to, because it was natural, because it was a beautiful, natural way of being. And this is the word that we're looking for here, being. Because as a parent, the most important thing that you do is being, not doing. And so it is of the utmost importance that you become the most balanced and the most wonderful and just the most appreciative and most loving version of yourself, if that is what you desire to create as a field around your child or your children. Because children do not follow words. Children follow energy. Children follow presence. Children are not attracted to your words. As a matter of fact, a lot of times your words are in the way of the communication between you and your children. And so what you are is what your children are drawn to. And we've said this before. Children, as most adults, are always attracted attracted to the highest frequency in the room, to the most beautiful vibration in the room. Children will gravitate towards that which feels the best, that which feels the most natural, that which feels the most undisturbed. And so we encourage you to meditate. We encourage you to allow yourself to move into this grander version of you, to connect with it, to merge with it, to become it, and to realize that then the words that are needed, and sometimes they are needed, will be there. And then you will realize that you only have to create more patience when you are not in sync with yourself, because it is the patience for you that you're losing, not your child. We know that this is quite a different concept to grasp, but this is what is really happening, because you are not where you feel you desire to be, or you are not as in your balanced state. You're not as aligned, not as synchronized, harmonized as you desire to be. So really, you believe you lose your patience with your child, but you lose your patience with you. And then the beautiful thing that happens is when you move into that state, your child, not immediately, maybe, not immediately, but very soon, will move into that energy field with you. And then most of it will harmonize itself by default through that field. And what is needed in terms of words, in terms of a more verbal guidance, will find you in the easiest ways. But this is what we can tell you. If you are in the state, your child will move into the state as well.
Rohit is asking, I feel I have changed a bit and I'm changing. I just want to know if I'm near my awakening, and please confirm.
So what you're saying is a slight contradiction, but we won't linger on that. What we want you to know is that all of the words that we are perceiving, they come from a more mind frame rather than heart frame, and they're a little harder than you desire them to be. And really, what you desire really to be and express a softness for life, a water-like quality, because water always moves towards its destination. Water always finds a path effortlessly. It has eternal patience because it knows already. It knows at the beginning of its journey that it is bound to arrive at the destiny where it is destined to be, the destination where it is destined to be. And so you desire to have this quality of softness, this quality, this water-like quality that knows, that has such a deep knowing that some might call it determination. And at the same time, it is so soft, and it is so versatile, and it is so flexible that it finds the path of no resistance every time since the beginning until forever. And so we believe that your awareness, your consciousness, is desiring to express itself in that way, in a grand way, in a less confined way, in a less judged way, in a less boxed in way. Your consciousness desires to find the path and be on the path no matter what, no matter where, no matter what happens. And here's something that Jean was wanting to share with you, and we believe he has given this more into our realm here, because it might be easier for you to perceive when it is a more faceless and a more humanless voice that is coming through, because we are everywhere at all times. It makes it so much easier for you to allow this. So we're saying, if something someone says, writes, expresses, offends you, or kicks you out of balance, it's on you. It's not on them, because you're allowing them. You're allowing that other person. You are allowing that other energy to steal your bliss. And this is the thing that is happening and tripping up and and kind of in the way for so many humans, that they are allowing others, the opinion of others, and the echoes that are around them to steal their bliss. When your bliss is really, it doesn't matter whatsoever what others think. And this is another water-like quality. Water doesn't stop to flow just because someone thinks it should. And water finds a path, and when it doesn't flow anymore, it changes its state into something that is easier, into something that is light, and it moves. So we want you to align yourself with that quality, because we believe that is what your higher self is desiring to give you, to tell you, and that is how it is wanting to connect with you. So yes, to all the questions, you are most definitely in a state of transformation and change. And no, you will never reach that state of enlightenment. You will never have arrived, ever. You will never have arrived, ever. But you will bathe in the light, and you will be the light, and you won't even know what the difference is anymore.
I love that. Anna is asking how to handle a relationship with someone you love but don't feel energetically aligned with.
You might not want to hear what we're going to say, but when someone says, with someone you love, but, that's where we would stop you and say, we don't really need to hear the but. If there is a but, we're asking you, are you putting conditions on your love? And are you putting conditions on love itself? Are you putting conditions on the love you receive? Are you putting conditions on the love you give? And we're asking you, if you're not energetically aligned, and love is energy, then is it love that you're speaking about? And we're very blunt and we're very open. And part of the reason is that we can be so blunt is that there is a 0% chance that you will run into us somewhere and call us out on it. So we get to do this. We get to be very blunt and very open with you. And we get to say this very openly, that you either can, will, do, be unconditional love, and unconditional means unconditional, or you allow yourself to move forward, move on, change, transform, and allow more of that which you desire and less of that which you don't. We are very grateful, excited, appreciative to have this opportunity to speak, to receive, to give answers. And as always, we would like to add this part that so many of you have heard already, and some of you need to hear it again. There can no answers be given, which means that you're really talking to yourself through this arrangement that includes a lot of moving parts, that includes a lot of different people and technologies and everything coming together to work. But really what you're having is this conversation with yourself. What we are doing is we are mirroring the energy, and we can transport it in a way that might be easier for you to hear, as if it was coming from your own mouth with your own voice. But we do want you to know this, that you truly have these answers to every question, even before you ask the question. We do realize that you cannot always hear them so clearly, and you don't trust them so clearly, and you don't, or you doubt them sometimes. But we want you to know this, that you are limitless creators, that what you're doing here is just reminding yourself who you really are and moving forward into the state that you initially always were, in a state of perfect connection with Creator, with Source, in a state where you can be and do and have anything you desire. This is what it is. This is how it's always been. This is how it always will be. And so.
It is.
And so.
It is.
And so.
It is. Thank you. Beautiful.
Beautiful energy indeed. Inspired Tribe. What a beautiful live stream today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your presence, for your thumbs up, your likes.
For the comments and hearts and kisses.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to let you know what another beautiful Inspired membership call last night. That's such a beautiful format. We enjoy this so much. So if you feel like joining, let us know. It's every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard. It's a membership thing where, it's $69 a month. We meet once a week every Wednesday night. It's just beautiful. It's questions, it's answers, it's processes, it's movement forward, it's expansion, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful field. And for those of you in different time zones, once the group expands a little, we can add a second call for another time zone. That's not a problem. So if you feel like you want to bring a few people, we can add a second call for a second time zone. Just send us an email to 365inspiredliving@gmail.com. And also the next Inspired One course will start soon, the Empower Yourself course. And we're starting with the Inspired 3, the last part in the trilogy, on Saturday. This is
going to be super exciting.
Yeah, we're super excited for that. That's starting Saturday, but they build on each other. So if you feel inspired to start with the one, it's called the Empower Yourself, a very beautiful journey. But we always love for others to speak to it, how they experienced it. So you can read the testimonials either on our website, inspiredchannel.net, or ask your fellow tribesters here in the chat.
Yeah, so many that are on here now have done the 1, 2, and will do the 3. So just go ahead and ask them.
They'll tell you in their perspective which matters the most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Inspire Tribe. Thank you. Also, thank you, since we've come back online on the Inspire channel, thank you for the orders in the Teespring store, in the merch store.
Yes.
Just to let you show them, this is such a beautiful one.
Shine your light.
Kristin is doing all the inspired designing and is managing all
lately
that.
With EUCY, she's helping me out.
Yeah, so as we always said, it's kind of a co-creative experience. EUCY was inspired to, co-create this and had ideas. And so if you have that, if you have something, a saying, a slogan, a word,
shoot me an email.
Shoot us an email, and there's a chance that it might show up in the Inspired store, and then the design will be called so-and-so inspired by EUCY, for example.
Exactly.
Yes. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. This was the last live stream for this week. We'll see you on Monday.
Okay.
2 p.m. Central Standard right here. Thank you for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. Yes, kisses. Just kisses today.
Kisses.
Have a wonderful rest of your week. Be blessed and inspired. See you soon.